I've been told recently, Marv, you've owned a lot of cars. I didn't know this about you. I guess it's true, but I don't think I've owned more than 30 or so vehicles over the years. In recent years, my attention span with certain vehicles that I've owned is pretty short. It's part of the reason why this show came to life. Some vehicles, however, tend to hold me captive longer than others. So in keeping with the theme of road trips, people, and vehicles, I present to you a vehicle that you'll see from time to time on the show here, this 93 Chevy Caprice station wagon, my daily driver. Welcome to the channel, folks. I'm Marvin, your host, and you're watching the Road Trip Flip. The history behind the last of General Motors' full-sized rear-wheel drive cars and wagons goes a little something like this. Between 1991 and 96, GM produced these B-body cars and wagons. These wagons were the last remaining link to our childhoods spent facing rearward in the cargo area. We made faces at the drivers behind us as we risked carbon monoxide poisoning entering the back window. We pumped our fists at truck drivers so they'd sound their horn, much to the concern of our dads up front, wondering why the trucker behind us was honking. While Chevy had the Caprice and Impala SS, Buick had the Roadmaster, all in full-size sedan and wagon form. All had the same body and parts were interchangeable. The engines in the 91 to 93 models were 350 cubic inch TBI motors. TBI meaning throttle body injection. They were bulletproof and reliable, but they were sorely underpowered for a sporty driving experience. It didn't help that they were almost as heavy as a Sherman tank. The 1994 to 96 years had a detuned version of the Corvette motor, the LT1. This motor helped in the horsepower and torque department over the TBI version. Being an old Impala fan, I still hope to take ownership of a 96 Impala SS someday. I remember the press release in 96 when GM would no longer produce full-sized rear-wheel drive cars and wagons, with the exception of the luxury brand Cadillac. It was a somber day for some of us motorheads, as these were the last of the affordable, American-made, full-size muscle cars complete with their own zip code. Camaros, Corvettes, and pickups were still being made, but if a nostalgic big car lover wanted a new four-wheeled boat with a plush La-Z-Boy couch for a front seat, gas mileage in the mid-teens, and was capable of carrying 28 fully loaded brown paper grocery bags, nevermore. He'd have to buy a used one, like my 93 Caprice wagon. I had sold my 72 Ford Country sedan wagon, but I had a 2004 Suburban as my daily. The Suburban had over 300,000 miles on it though, so I had planned to sell it sooner than later. It ran well, passed smog, didn't leak a drop of oil or anything for that matter. I eventually found the Caprice wagon online in El Monte, east of LA in the San Gabriel Valley. While it was a bit of an oddball, it was all original, except for the exhaust, aftermarket rally rims, and lowering springs. Yep, it was loud and lowered. In fact, the ride was so rough that my fat jiggled every time I hit a bump. Luckily, the original springs came with the sale, so I eventually reinstalled them. It came with cold AC, power windows and seats, cruise control, roof racks, limo tint, and yes, it had a couch up front wrapped in cloth similar to your grandma's favorite comforter. My original intention was to flip it, but a friend of mine asked me if I knew of anyone selling an old Suburban or Tahoe. That call led to the Suburban being sold, thus ending my plans to flip the wagon. Truth be told, I love it anyway. I use it as a surf wagon and shop truck for chasing tools and parts for the older vehicles. I even take it to real estate appointments, sometimes with a surfboard inside. Many times, the limo tent concealed what I was doing at a dawn patrol before meeting clients, surfing. It's fairly clean, but not perfect, with minor blemishes from normal wear and tear. It was never meant to be a show car anyway, but a previous owner bought it in nearly pristine condition at a Barrett Jackson auction many years ago. It wasn't likely to be a main event car, but my guess is it was maybe a backlot sale of some sort. And, I've been chatted up by folks at gas stations reminiscing about their dad's wagon when they were kids. On separate occasions, I had two fellas ask me if I wanted to sell it. One was a surfer, and the other wanted to put a lift kit and 24-inch rims on it. I passed on their casual offers as I reveled in my gas-guzzling pride and joy. It cleans up well when I get around to washing it and vacuuming 5 pounds of beach sand out of it. What can I say? It's my daily. I'll keep it for a while until I see another shiny four-wheeled object that grabs my attention. Thanks for watching, folks. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell for a heads up on the next episode. And leave a comment. I'd love to hear about your old car that you had way back when. Lastly, tell your family and friends about the flip. Until next time, I'll see you on the flip side.